We are back from building cabinets, and this video is all about ceilings and walls. We are going to be cutting to fit all of our 1/4-inch plywood to fit this wall, the ceiling up there, and all of the walls more forward in the build. Let's see if we can accomplish ceiling and walls. I think that's really gonna transform how the whole build looks. We'll see what's next. Now, if this wall matches our other Flarespace trim ring, that would be a best case scenario, because then we don't have to do all the measurements and lining up that we did for this one. I can just use it as a template, because it took us a lot to get this one pretty perfect, and it'd be nice to save those steps.
Our friend Chris would be proud of us. We're using a mechanical pencil, which has a much finer line over these almost really thick 1/2-inch chubby pencils. You'd be proud of us, Chris. We learned something. It looks like this panel is good to go, or good enough for what we need it to be. The next step is to put up fairing strips to attach this panel to the ceiling. Then we can get to cutting out our lights. And we wanted this panel in so that way we could see it all together, confirm where we want the lights, which is straight down the middle, and then make some hole cuts.
Teamwork.
Looking good.
The first thing is we need the stringers, the fairing strips for these two beams. That we need to cut these down to length. So this foam needs to come off so that way we can accurately mark where that's gonna be. And then once we can accurately mark where that is, we know where we need to trim down our ceiling, because right now our ceiling comes to here, but the cabinets come out to here. So you need to know that accurate measurement. Then for this wall, we are tracing that wall, which we took off yesterday. Then measure this wall, measure that wall. So now that I've actually walked through, there's a lot of cuts that we need to make, but let's get into it. All right, time for the test fit. Woo!
This might not be the most beautiful ceiling that you have seen, but this is definitely by far the most beautiful ceiling that I have ever seen.
Alright, now that I have most of the walls cut, I need to do all the wiring for everything that we're not going to have access to after we install the ceiling. And that is lights and our fan. The lights, I ran wire earlier on in the build, and I think that's going to be fine. I do need to run a strip back. But for the fan, you know, doing all these electrical calculations for safe wire lengths and wire sizes, I found the best way for me to do it is going to be to route this fan kind of to the passenger side, because that's where we're going to have the switch for it. I need to make a lot of connections. Now this Lemans low profile fan has basically a 3-way switch, which is pretty cool. So one way will have it suck air out, and the other way will blow air in. So depending on the season or what's going on, if we're cooking or something or taking a shower, it'd be nice to take the humidity out. Now all I need to do is cut, crimp, and heat shrink my wires and run them all through the van. Now time to run the wires here all the way back to our electrical wall. Now that piece is basically our controller for our fan, the motor controller. And so it accepts potentiometer input, which is for controlling the speed, and connects the batteries to the switch. So I just wired that up. I don't have the fuse in yet. I'd like to wire this whole thing up. So I need 2 more wires at least. I'm gonna try it without the potentiometer to see if it'll work. Otherwise I might make a jumper. I don't have the fuse. Yeah, let's see how this thing works. All right, we're doing the test run.
Woo!
See if it works. Oh, we got a red light here. You ready?
Yeah. Whoa!
That's obviously the suck mode.
Whoa!
That's pretty powerful.
I'm surprised. It works.
It works.
That's awesome.
Nice. 15.
Go team.
Let me show you the progress of it right now. We have the fan is complete. I had to add one more wire up there. Our cover opens and closes when the fan is on, which is kind of cool. So I needed a wire for that. And I had to check to make sure it worked in both positive and negative orientations, and it did, which was good. And now I'm working on these switches. These are our light switches. Basically, we're gonna have all of our lights on one chain, and we're gonna have 2 switches. So basically this switch is gonna be by the front door, like right here, in the side of the kitchen cabinets. And then the other one's gonna be back by the bed. So the idea is that at night we can turn off all the lights before we go to bed. And when we come in or leave the van, we can just turn off the lights here. How you doing, Ollie? You doing good? I've been trying to use every method possible to get more light, including turning on our rear scene lights that are included in our roof rack. And so that's kind of coming into the garage, giving me just a light in the garage. It's been a struggle. Once we have lights inside, it'll be much nicer. One ceiling in.
You have to celebrate the little things, and this is a big thing.
The supervisor's sleeping on the job.
So it's hard to like imagine what the space is gonna feel like whenever it's not fully finished. But for a few days I've been feeling like our floor to ceiling cabinets, in addition to like our bathroom, the plan was originally to have our heads over here, and I felt like with how enclosed the floor to ceiling cabinets and the bathroom kind of make the bedroom space feel, it felt almost as if like our bedroom was going to be in like a capsule, and that's fine for like a night or two. However, that's not what I would want to like live in and wake up to every single day. We decided to flip where we're sleeping, so our heads are going to go over here, which means that in order to sit up in the bed, we would have to move these upper cabinets to over here, which is a huge pivot, and I'm sure Chris is going to be, oh my gosh.
Right, because we had 100 inches, so it was basically from the end to the end. So we're basically gonna break them at the natural seam, which was 60, and then just move them over there, but then it doesn't quite line up with the floor to ceiling, but we're gonna make it work.
We're gonna figure out how to make it work. And then we'll have just the 2 over here. So I think it'll help make it feel a little bit more open. Yeah. I hope.
I think so too.
So, anyway.
Good job. Making changes.
That was a very tough change to make.
Right. But it honestly, I think we still have to work out that area, which is gonna be the hard part, but these 2 walls just flipped and they both fit. So that was like super nice, because obviously this side needs to come up further and this side doesn't because of the cabinets. So
yeah, and then we just flipped this too. So
yeah, and it actually worked with these. We just had to like tighten the corners where these bolts are a little bit so it sits flush like it does. Good work.
Good work. Go team.
We have lights! I have not turned on the power yet. Let's see if it works. I got them all wired up. We have 8 lights up there right now. I don't have a puck light for the bathroom. They're all wired in parallel, so ideally they should all work. Should I turn on the power?
Yeah, give it a go. Oh!
Hey, they are on.
It is so exciting to see lights in the van. The next step for me is to put wood filler into the screw holes and some of the holes that we kind of like messed up on. Wood filler that, paint the ceiling, and then we can put these lights into the ceiling. How exciting. Great job, babe.
I think I have something wrong. Because
there is power going there, so that's a good sign. Well, it is working.
It is working.
It's just not super bright.
Yeah, which means there's something weird about my circuitry. We have lights! And they're bright. Basically, the instructions were not very clear for where to wire the connecting wire. And so I just tested a couple different ones and got it to work. And yeah, look at this. On, off, on, off.
And they're bright.
And they're bright. And then here's the other one. So they both work, but this dimmer does not do anything. So I think I'm going to replace that one with just a normal switch, because only the dimmer on the main one works. Progress.
That looks so good.
Thanks. Now we can work all night. Just kidding. Alright, now that I have some light, I am going to basically drill in the screws just a little bit, just like Jen mentioned earlier. Add some spackles, and then that way tomorrow we can sand and paint.
These cabinets are going above our bench seating, which is right behind our driver's seat. And I'm going to spackle the edges basically all around it because this is what Chris told us to do. Basically to seal it because we're going to be painting the edges. So, and we're painting the bottom. And then we're going to polyurethane the inside. All right. The ceiling is up. It has been sanded, so it is all nice and smooth now. And we've put up a few last minute touches. Some of the walls in the back, we're gonna try and do those too. It is time for primer and then paint. It feels kind of surreal to be doing this right now, but we're going for it, so.
First rolls, first painting ever for this van build. This is the very first paintbrush.
Wow.
Look at that! Oh my god!
This feels surreal. All right, we are painting the final color. And so you can see it is not white because our primer is white. We've chosen like an off-white, kind of like a sand color. It's called Bermuda sand. And we're kind of going with a warm feel for the interior of the van and with a pop of color.
Now comes the sad part of taking apart our nice long 100-inch upper cabinets to two separate upper cabinets. And we did a little like, you know, maneuvering, and we think it's actually gonna be perfectly fine. So we're gonna keep the wall on the smaller set of upper cabinets because those are visible from both sides. We're gonna take the inner wall from the far side and bring it to replace this wall and leave that side open. That side is going to hit our secret cubby of our floor to ceiling cabinet, which will complete the wall there. Just like that, it's dry.
Yes. Second coat is on. It looks good. Now it is time to insert our lights and install our fan cover and our AC cover, which is super exciting. Nice. Feels kind of surreal that we have a ceiling painted with lights in it and a finished fan and air conditioning, 2 finished walls, so that is a third of the van with finished walls. The kitchen wall we're putting backsplash tile on, I think. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be the plan, but we'll find out. That'll be chosen very soon. And behind me, that's kind of the area that we have yet to figure out. We know we need a frame in the window, but how exactly we're framing in the window is TBD. We have to figure that out. But we have the cabinets that I'm currently painting, so those are looking awesome. And yeah, it's starting to like come together. It feels kind of surreal. Light for the fan, you can see it's red. And basically there's 2 ways that you can push this. You can see it kind of goes down here or it goes down on the other way. And basically one goes, pushes air into the van, and then the other one sucks air out of the van, so it pushes air up. Hey! Now one thing we noticed is that the fan is rather loud. It is not a quiet fan, but it does seem fairly powerful.
We do have a dial to turn this thing down. It's just not installed yet because we need our floor to ceiling cabinet to be installed for it. Try to flip it the other way.
Oh yeah, now it's pushing air into the van.
It's very strong. If you remember, this fan is special because it's a low profile fan. It's the Lemans fan. We have a link for it in the description. But basically this fan fits underneath our roof rack. And so that's why we bought it, so that way we could have an extra solar panel. The goal is that we can be comfortable in almost any climate within reason. We have AC, we're gonna have 3 fans, lots of opening windows.
Yeah.
It's gonna turn out well.
Yeah. So thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next video where we start working on the kitchen.
And there is a big disaster pivot challenge awaiting us.
Yeah.
So you'll have to stay tuned for that.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, something came in yesterday and
Didn't go according to
didn't
plan.
go according to plan. So
Stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for watching our videos. It means the world to us. We'll see you in the next one.